Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're doing urban legends from Minnesota. The first urban legend is man attacked by a UFO. Minnesota is home to one of the most famous UFO encounters of all time. On August 26, 1979, Marshall County Sheriff's Deputy Val Johnson was on night patrol on a rural stretch of State Highway 20, just outside of Warren, Minnesota, when a ball of light appeared on the road ahead of him. Johnson drove his patrol car towards the light to investigate further, when suddenly the ball of light was inside the car with him, and it attacked him, hitting him like a 200-pound pillow. The next thing Johnson knew, he woke up in a ditch half an hour later with burns around his eyes, and both his wristwatch and dashboard clock had slowed by 14 minutes. His windshield had one of his headlights had been smashed, and both of his car antennae were sharply bent out of place. A police investigation reached no conclusions, but the incident became one of the most well-known and influential cases in all of modern UFO lore. So what really happened to him on that road? No one knows. The next urban legend is called Wendigo. One of the oldest monsters in Minnesota is the Wendigo, a cannibalistic spirit from Native American folklore. Legend holds that humans who resort to cannibalism, either out of desperation of dark rituals, will be transformed into a 15-foot tall monster covered in hair, with glowing eyes, long fangs, and a snake-like tongue. These lanky creatures terrorize ancient Native American communities in Minnesota, and even some early white settlers claim to have encountered the hungry spirits. As recently as the 20th century, local Native Americans believed in and hunted for the Wendigo. One of the most famous Wendigo hunters was Jack Fiddler, who claimed to have killed 15 of the beast in 1907. His last victim was a Cree woman whose murder landed Jack and his son on trial for her killing. Their defense was that she was about to transform into a Wendigo and had to be killed to stop her from killing and eating others. The next urban legend is the mysterious ruins. The Kensington Ruin Stone is one of the most controversial archaeological objects ever uncovered in Minnesota. Discovered in 1898 by Swedish immigrant Olaf Oman in the town of Salem, Minnesota, the 202-pound stone is covered in Norse ruins that appear to have been carved by at least 2 different people. The inscription on the stones purports to be a record left behind by Scandinavian explorers in the mid-14th century, who came exploring west from Vinland, made camp, and went fishing on a nearby lake, only to return and find their campmates slaughtered, presumably by local natives. Scholarly consensus holds that the stone is an elaborate hoax, but it remains a popular item of speculation for amateur crypto-historians everywhere. One of the intriguing implications of the ruins is that there may have been a permanent Norse settlement somewhere to the east in Vinland, or it means that travel to and from Vinland was common enough that Scandinavian sailors knew their way around the northeastern portion of North America 300 years after Leif Erikson and 150 years before Columbus. The next urban legend is Great Cloud Island. Great Cloud Island, just outside of Cottage Grove, Minnesota, hosts the largest number of Native American burial mounds in the United States. Named after a Sioux woman who became prominent in the local fur trade, the island hosts all manner of spooky manifestations, including ghostly coyotes and the spirit of a gray cloud herself. But perhaps the strangest haunting on the ground is a ghostly white pickup truck, reported to appear and chase strangers off the island, which is considered sacred ground by Native Americans. Some witnesses claim the truck is driverless, while others say it has an equally spooky driver. The last urban legend is the Smiley Face killings. A popular conspiracy theory holds that a national network of serial murderers dubbed the Smiley Face Killers, has been preying on college-aged white men in the northern states for decades. The theory postulates the killer or killers that nabs inebriate frat boy types from outside bars and dumps their bodies in frigid waters to destroy the evidence. But they always leave a calling card to taunt police. A prominent smiley face painted or drawn on a surface at the body's dump site. Most deaths attributed to the smiley face killers have been ruled accidental drownings, but one of them, the one that led private investigators to codify their theory, happened in Minneapolis and was later determined to have, in fact, been a murder. On Halloween night, 2002, University of Minnesota student Chris Jenkins was kicked out of a bar in Minneapolis and vanished without a trace. His body was found months later, encased in ice in the Mississippi River, face up, with his hands folded across his chest and still wearing his Halloween costume. His death was initially ruled an accident, but persistence by his parents and a tip from a criminal informant got Jenkins' death ruled a homicide. And that's when New York-based private eyes Kevin Gannon and Anthony Durate, both former NYPD detectives, arrived, seeking connections to another case they've been working on. Similarities in the two MOs led them to uncover a pattern of mysterious drownings, deaths involving college students along the I-94 corridor in Minnesota, Iowa, and Wisconsin. In many of those cases, a creepy smiley face had been painted on a tree or other surface near where the victims' bodies had been discovered. And so, the smiley face killer theory was born. Gannon and Dorothy believed that a group of highly organized killers are targeting college men across several states and have racked up a body count of more than 40 victims. So if you live in Minnesota, Iowa, and Wisconsin, or near I-94, and you're a college student, beware. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like. If you're not yet subscribed, please subscribe and turn the bell notification on so you know when I post. And let me know which story was the creepiest, scariest, or if you'll ever visit these places. Let me know down below. Bye-bye for now.